Welcome to my office, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Do human beings need centralized religion? Guess what? Before technology took over as the elite's favorite way to manipulate and control and program our very adaptable and impressionable little brains, they used centralized religion. Now they use also centralized religion on top of the technology, but the technology really took over because it affects our physiology on a direct level, whereas centralized religion works on beliefs, ideas, programming the mind by psychological kind of mind manipulation kind of stuff. So we certainly don't need centralized religion. Most people are, though. All of the natural people, the indigenous people, the natives, all of them were spiritual, though. And they had beliefs on certain things. But back in the days, it was very decentralized. Everybody had their own little belief systems. But then the elites got a brilliant idea because they want to start to bring everything together to more centralized paradigm. And when they have a centralized paradigm, when they got the pyramid, guess who's on top of the pyramid? It's looking at you at the $1 bill. So they want to bring everything together, and they are on top. That's where they really started to have great ideas about dominating everybody, about religion, nurturing people's minds with their beliefs, their ideas. And it is really nurturing people, nurturing their brains so they can be controlled by the system. This probably started somewhere along in the Babylonian days with the old religions, and then it has kind of formed into the Abrahamic religions. The Eastern religions are a little bit different, but also when you look at what some of those guys do in the Buddhism and Taoism it's a bit different, but Buddhism and Hinduism, they basically still are used to control large portions of population. Also, great thing about beliefs and religions are that you can divide and conquer. Obviously, you can freaking put certain belief systems on opposite sides and kind of poke like little grasshoppers. They do those grasshopper fights in China. They poke the grasshoppers so they can start fighting together. That's kind of what the elites do with the religions. They gotta poke the religions that fight. This is how they use Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. That's the biggest ones, the Abrahamic religions right now on this earth. But we're gonna check a little Mad Ventures clip again. Then first one was on the cannibalism, where they went to Papua New Guinea, where the missionaries of these centralized religions, usually Christianity, haven't really gotten that far in that place to Papua New Guinea yet. So the tribes were still doing their own kind of thing. This one is from Philippines, and they have had a contact with the missionaries, but it was very interesting to see what these Philippine natural native people that still live in the jungle, like they have used to be living there for all these years, however long they have been there in the jungle, what they had to say about these missionaries trying to get them to the Jesus cult, believe in the Jesus and shit. But when you really start to think about what these missionaries have done around the world, from all the communities around the world, all these native indigenous people, all our ancestors, what the religion has done. It's actually pretty horrific. Like, to me, if you wanna go any which way with these beliefs, you can go with it. A lot of them have big problems. For example, just Islamic religion. One of the biggest problems is not the belief, well, there are some problems with the beliefs, but these beliefs put on physiological problems on human beings that are very anti-natural, like in the Islam, wearing those freaking clothes that the women wear, like where you basically can only see the eyes. Obviously, you know that you should get all parts of your body fully naked, like Garden of Eden style, like how like God created us. We should get all the parts of our body immersed in nature and let the natural light from the sun hit it. If you know human physiology, like I do, you know about the options and the non-visual options in your body. You know what light does to your body. You know how bad, how absolutely harmful it is to put those jihadis around those women in Islamic culture. And obviously they do that because the men want to control the women and light, like with technology. This is how technology is the new religion. Scientism is the new religion also, and that created the technology. And technology works better because it attacks humans on way different levels, and it also makes religion more potent. Because the light from these technologies is very bad and very good for the elites to control us. That's why you should expose yourself to the blue light from these devices, the minimal amounts. Absolutely minimal amounts. This is how you do it outside. But that's how Islam controls the women in its culture, and they kinda mask it, or maybe like most of the Islamic people, they don't really think about this, but kinda the rulers of the Islamic culture, they kinda mask it as that man wouldn't start to probably lust so much, it wouldn't be so sexualized, and that's how many of the Islamic influencers kind of present this knowledge in the social media. And it kind of sounds good first if you don't know shit about ass. if you don't know anything about health, human physiology, it kind of sounds good, like it's kind of this anti-corn message, like, yeah, Islam might be pretty good because they don't expose their women whoring around like the Western cultures do. But then you understand that it is super harmful in a physiological level for those women, and it's actually good for those men to control the women. And it's a whole nother freaking bullshit. Bullshit ass beliefs, that's what I call them here in the best science. But now let's check out what these Philippine natives that still live in the jungle like they have used to, what they believe and what they thought about Christian missionaries. But here's a little Easter egg first.
He was telling me that it was actually a heart that you have eaten.
This is a Mad Cook show where they ate bat hearts. And that's Tunna, the Finnish guy, and he was kind of gagging about it. I didn't show that. Maybe I showed it a little bit. Because it's kind of cringy. You can see my internet is not working that well. Because that's good. We are far away.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Come on, man. That's how you...
Loving it. It's a bit hard for me. Sorry.
Come on, man. That's some little bad hard. That couldn't be so bad. Also, take a guess how old that Philippine dude is. I don't know. I kinda don't like in the raw meat community, people are like, humans can live to 150 years old. But that's also a belief. I haven't seen any real concrete proof about it. I mean, it could be possible, but also you shouldn't say to everybody like, just eat raw meat and you can live to 150. That's ridiculous, bitch. We need way more science, real based science and real experience and real knowledge to actually conclude that point. But that Philippine dude living in the jungle, he seems kinda old, but still very fit.
It's just I'm not used to this.
Come on, bitch.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I took some part, I don't know what, but maybe it was a liver or something like this. It was intestines.
So ang nakain kanina, puso.
He was telling me that it was actually a heart that you have eaten.
It was heart. I just
Very
ate bat's
nutritious.
heart. Really? I just ate bat's heart. No wonder. This was Matt Cook's bat's heart in and out
The Mad
as
Cook
well.
Show cringe. Ducks over here. The Darwin.
Walang mga Katoliko, wala.
I need to kind of translate, but he's saying that Catholic missionaries came there.
Oo, missionary.
Wala pa napupunta.
Wala pa. Yung kwan lang mga Baptist. Parang
not
napagwan lang kami
visited.
sa yung
And their reaction was the best. These people live all their lives in the jungle, and then some missionary comes to talk about Jesus, and their reaction was, "Cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. Not interested in. We already live the perfect life in the jungle. Leave us alone, please." When you think about what these missionaries have done around the world, destroying these native cultures, it's freaking sickening. That really was the start of the ending. But these people, they kind of fought it off. They were kind of like, "Cool story, bro. Not interested in."
pag nila si Jesus. Yun lang ang parang hindi namin nasunod.
He's telling that they wouldn't understand it if you cannot read the Finnish subtitles.
Pero ang ampo, isa lang
Their
talaga.
religion is ampo.
Yun lang ang alam namin. Pero walang masabi ko. Yan na ang sinasabi namin na
We're talking about it.
habang
with the
tinuturuan namin ng
missionary,
mga pastor, sabi nila ay iba sa amin, iba ng
and they said
ibang
they
paniniwala
only
namin.
believe in
Hindi
one
naman,
God as well.
isa na lang ang Panginoon. Kaya nga ay iba ay sumusunod
And the difference is they don't go to the freaking church every Sunday. That's how they got your ass.
simba. Yun lang ang pagkakaiba ay hindi namin
Every day
kuwan.
is God day
Hindi
for
katulad ng
them.
mga pastor na kailangan linggo-linggo magsimba.
Missionary
Yun lang ang
says, the pastor
pagkakaiba.
says, you need
Pero
to
ang
go to
paniniwala
church
namin,
every Sunday.
isa na lang. Isa na lang ang
He's saying it's
Panginoon.
the same
Isa
religion. We have
naman
one God.
ang Panginoon. Hindi naman na
All beliefs
sabi ng mga ninuno
are
ay
important.
dalawa. Isa na lang. Ay
One
gusto
God.
namin ito lang. O ayaw namin
We
namang
want to stay here,
Tulad na-
live here. We don't want to go to the freaking church.
mo, ipababa kami doon sa
We don't want to go to the big
playa.
cities.
Ayaw namin.
Very smart. This was filmed in 2009. Now it's even more big brain, smart AF move. These guys, very smart. Obviously, because they live naturally, so their brains work. Very smart. Too bad most of our ancestors weren't this smart, and they slowly but surely caved into the centralized paradigm. And now we into this mess, and we need to dig ourselves out of this shit and make this shit decentralized again and get ourselves back here so our offspring, our bloodlines can live better.
Yun lang ang
Look at those places. Why the fuck would you want to go to the city from there? That place looks perfect. Philippine jungle, nobody nearby. This guy had 16 kids. It said it on the beginning part that I watched without you guys. This guy has 16 kids. He lives with his father, like you saw, eating the bed.
Kahit
Life is
kung buwan kami,
perfect.
hindi namin kuhan.
Branded hard-headed by the missionaries, the majority of around 60 Tautbatu families still stick with their traditional god, Ampo, the creator of everything. For them, all God is one, including the Christian God. The Tautbatu have refused the schools also,
Good.
as they feel that in here they lack nothing.
Exactly, bro. Who the fuck wants to go to school to get educated from that place? These people are incredibly smart. Like I said, too bad many of our ancestors weren't this smart. And now with the technology, bro.
All they need is the nature and each other.
Exactly, bro. All you need is nature and each other. Families in the nature. These guys don't have no problems with fertility. 16 kids. Think about that. No hospitals. And those women are way more robust than some 20-year-old broads in modern world. Let's be honest.
The Tautbatu have been really good to us, but we have places to be. The rat race never ends. It's only
Bro, the rat race ends over here, boy. Anyway, that's a nice little clip to check out. Gets the point across pretty well. You can see the same kind of videos from Amazon tribes and the tribes over the world. But the sad thing about it is, if the missionaries didn't get them 100 years ago or whenever they went there, now they're bringing television, smartphones to these tribes. That's really gonna get them. I have seen some videos about Amazonian tribes, and they take those freaking phones to them, TVs, with the TV shows, the technology, that really starts to get them. That's pretty freaking sad. Anyway, say no to technocracy, say no to the bankers, buy Bitcoin, get yourself, your friends and your family to nature. This is the place to be for human beings. Expose yourself to the natural light, sunlight, and spend as